The regularly scheduled public meeting of December 20th, 2021 of the Township of Washington Township Council. Adequate notice of the meeting was given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act by the Township Clerk to at least 2 newspapers in January, and this meeting has been posted on the Township Bulletin Board, electronic message board, WCTV, and on the Township website. Please notify the municipal clerk for any disability requirements necessary for attendance at mayor and council meetings. The fire exits are located through the double doors to your right and through the door on your left. Please silence all cell phones. Salute to the flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sue, roll call.
Councilman Casio.
Here.
Councilman DeSena.
Here.
Councilwoman Morgan.
Here.
Councilman Sears.
Here.
Council President Feeney.
Here. Let the record reflect also in attendance Mayor Calamari, Township Administrator Tovo, Township Attorney Poller, and Township Clerk Wachowski. Okay, public service announcement. Public service announcement for December 20th, 2021. New Jersey and Vault Medical Services have teamed up to offer at-home COVID-19 saliva testing for any person who believes they need to be tested with or without symptoms at no cost. Please visit the Health Department resource link for this information, as well as all COVID-related updates. Christmas tree sale. The Washington Township Fire Department is selling trees, wreaths, and grave blankets as their annual fundraiser at the Memorial Field under the lighted pavilion on Pascack Road. Cash, check, credit cards, and Venmo are accepted. They are open from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Is the 24th the last day for the sale? Does anybody know? Tom?
24th?
24th is the last day for the sale. Westwood Regional School District. Thank you. Westwood Regional School District 2022 to 2023 kindergarten registration opens January 4th, 2022. Please visit our website for further information. Town Hall will be closed on Friday, December 24th, Christmas Eve, and Friday, December 31st, New Year's Eve, reopening Monday, January 3rd. Senior meals. We are doing Christmas holiday dinners or any holiday for this time will be delivered on December 24th. If anybody is interested in getting a meal or knows someone who could be nominated for a meal, please contact myself or Councilwoman Morgan. Again, the zoning board applications are being accepted through 12/27. Please email Clerk Wachowski. Her email address is on the website. Thank you. Approval of minutes, October 4th, 2021, public meeting, conference meeting. I'll make a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
Sue?
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman DeSena.
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Council President Feeney.
Yes. November 8th, 2021, public meeting, conference meeting.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Recuse?
Okay, reverse that.
I know, so do roll call, fine.
Yeah. Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman DeSena.
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Council President Feeney.
Recuse.
Thank you.
No problem. General public comment, limit to 5 minutes. Motion to open the public comment portion.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Would anybody like to come up and speak? Motion to close public comment. I'll
So
make a motion second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Since there's no follow-up comments. Ordinances, adoption, second reading. An ordinance under the Chapter 87 of the Code of the Township of Washington setting forth the rate of compensation of the Land Use Administration in said municipality for January 2021 to March 2021. Resolution number 21346, authorizing second reading and opening a public hearing for ordinance 21-17. I'll make a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Would anybody like to come up and speak? Motion to close public hearing for ordinance 21-17. I'll make a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adopt ordinance number 21-17 and second reading by title. Motion? I'll make a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? No discussion. Anybody?
No.
Sue, roll call.
Councilman Casio.
No.
Councilman DeSena.
No.
Councilwoman Morgan.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
And Council President Feeney.
Yes. Introduction, first reading, none. Introduction resolution. Resolution number 21-347, 2021 transfer resolution for December. I'll make a motion. May I have a second?
So moved.
Discussion? Councilman Casio, any discussion?
No.
Vice President Morgan?
Nope.
Councilman Sears?
No.
Councilman DeSena?
Yes, Mr. Tova, we're short this $19,250 because we're overspending,
I'm sorry, because of what?
because we overspent those line items.
Well, that's one way to look at it. For example, health, dental, life, and accident, the reason we see an increase there are those people opting in and out. This year we had more opt-ins than opt-outs, and that of course drives that number up. Computer software,
Mr. Chobo, can I ask you a question on the first line, if you don't mind? Would there be a way, is there any way to anticipate that at the budget season or not? It's not really.
we try to by building in some extra money there, but there's no way to predict who's going to opt in or opt out.
Okay, thank you.
Obviously, opt-outs are a good thing, opt-ins are not.
Okay, thank you.
As far as computer software, we haven't seen some increases here because of COVID. So I think it's a number we just need to allocate a little bit more, at least for another year, to see where that shakes out. As far as admin IT, same thing applies there. And the rest of the items are relatively small. Police vacation buyback, again, it's another one where you just don't know on January 1 who's going to sell what at a time back.
Thank you.
So it looks, so I just want to clarify, it's health, dental, accident, 8,000, admin computer software is 2,000, admin postage is 500, admin IT services 4,000, admin telephone is 500, administrative copy machine 250, Department of Law, other legal services is 1,500, and police vacation buyback is 2,500. Okay, so those are reasonably small amounts. Anybody else have any questions? Sue? Sorry.
You all set?
Yeah.
Okay, Councilman Casio.
No.
Councilman DeSena.
No.
Councilwoman Morgan.
Yes, because that's what transfer of appropriations is for, so yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Council President Feeney.
Yes, because I agree with Vice President Morgan. That's what transfer of appropriations are for.
Okay, but you need 4 votes.
So what happens, Mr. Chobo, if we don't pass this?
I'll defer to Mr. Pollard on the legal side of it, but the bills would not get paid,
And if we don't pay our bills, our credit rating will go down, correct?
amongst other things, yes.
And what happens if we don't pay the insurance? Are we going to get canceled?
We'll likely receive penalties for it.
Then how much would the penalties be?
And then depending on the amount that we're in arrears, it's going to be a percentage of that,
So by this not passing, it's going to cost us more money.
of course.
So Mr. Pollard, what do we do? Since this is just a transfer of appropriations, it's not increasing the budget, we're transferring the money out from another
The
line.
money's there.
This is
Okay.
not an increase of money, just to be transparent.
Yeah, but you still need 4 votes, and you have 2 votes that you don't have, so.
Is there-
I will consult with the auditor tomorrow and see what can be done.
This is a $3,000 deduction from the original one we saw, correct?
Yes, the original one was for,
2250, 250.
That's correct, yes.
$3,000 less.
That's correct. Mr. Sears.
So in one of our emails that we all received, one of the residents had asked, when we do not agree and we do vote no for something, they would like to know why, just to give the residents an understanding of why we're voting the way we're voting. Do either of you feel that you want to explain why it's a no?
especially since it's not an increase to the budget line?
It's just a matter of covering our bills, that we already have the money there. I mean, that's what budgeting is. No? Okay. Just wanted to give you the opportunity to
Thank you.
listen to the residents.
Well, I think at the last meeting, Mr. Kalish was here, and I think Ms. Feeney stated that we don't have to state why we vote the way we vote.
You don't.
I
They're
believe
just
that was her
requesting.
statement. So I will stick by Ms. Feeney's statement.
No, I said you don't have to.
Go back to the tape.
I didn't say that that wasn't said, Councilman Cassidy. If you would not talk over other members, it would be very polite of you. So what I'm saying to you is that we're asking, is sitting here with you at council, trying to collaborate to pay our bills. Because if we don't pay our bills, like Mr. Togo said, the insurance company is going to fine us penalties and interest, which is going to cost us more money, which will exceed our budget line. When these monies that we're talking about in this transfer is just transferring money to pay existing bills, and the money's already been budgeted. So it doesn't increase our budget line. It doesn't cost the taxpayers any money at all.
And
We're just
I
trying to
was,
find
aware
out
of
why.
no, and I'm not trying to like twist your arms. I'm just saying that we all, we had, if we're listening to the residents,
Up
one of their.
until 5 minutes ago, the ordinance was for $22,500, like Mr. Sears says.
Okay.
Now all of a sudden we get to the days, it's negative 3,000. No explanation why, other than what Mr. Toba said. Of course we overspent these lines. That's what we did.
I didn't say that. And nobody asked the question, why was there a reduction to the initial transfer list?
But
So if you're asking the question, I'll gladly answer it.
And I did say, does anybody have any questions? Nobody, if you have that question, you
But
can
5
ask
minutes
her.
ago, we sat at the dais and we got a $3,000 reduction with no
So do
explanation.
you want the explanation as to why or
No,
no?
Mr. Toba, my vote is my vote. Thank you.
But here's the thing, you vote
My
no.
vote is my vote, Mr.
No, that's
But
fine.
here's the thing, if you vote no, which we were just told, what I don't understand is that if you did have that question was posed in your mind, there's a reasonable amount of time when I say, does anybody have any questions? It's a perfectly reasonable question to ask them. It's not like just because you got it 5 minutes ago, you're gonna spite the town.
Nobody's spiting
Well,
the
that's
town.
what it
It's just
seems
lack
to
of.
be.
It's the change of. You could have put a little
It's a
note on it
change.
that we reduced this because of this. That's all you have to do.
And you could very politely ask the question.
I am being polite, Mrs. Fee.
No, I said you could very politely ask
I'm
the
always
question
polite.
to Mr. Toba.
So here's my thoughts, just really quick. Stacy's right in what she's saying. I understand that, yes, we did get a change just, a little while ago. But if that's the reason why you're going to vote no, the opportunity to ask him, which may help you to vote, make your informed decision, it may still be no, but at least the taxpayers watching who had asked us to please explain when we kind of don't agree and don't disagree, which is fair. They want to know, we know why we say no, but they don't know why we're saying no. So I'm not saying it's not your right, Mr. Cassio, Dr. Cassio, to say no or to have to explain yourself. I'm just saying we all received that email, and he actually stood here and did ask all of us on the dais if we're going to, vote no or whatever, or yes, whatever. He wants to know our reason for it, which is why I stated
Here's the
that.
point why I'm voting no. You overspent on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines. If you don't have the money, don't spend it.
But the
That's the
explanation.
that's the bottom
That's
line.
fair.
If you have $10 in your bank account, don't spend 12.
But if you don't know
That's-
what the police buyback is until people put in for the buyback, and then more people put in that were accounted for, which very well happens on a lot of budget lines across
You
many
asked why.
towns.
No,
I'm
you're
not
right.
saying
I'm
no.
not worried about other towns. I'm worried about Township of Washington.
But if you look at how police buyback works in the contract, there is no way to account for that. So you're saying every year that we have a police buyback, whether it's overspend or underspend, right? You're just going to vote no because the exact number wasn't accounted for in the
2 weeks
budget?
ago, we voted yes, Mrs. Feeney, for budget transfers. 2 weeks ago, we voted for
Understood.
other budget transfers, right?
Understood.
So 2 weeks ago, why weren't these included there? Because nobody is watching this to know that we could have done one budget transfer 2 weeks ago.
I don't think the number of budget transfers, though, impacts anybody. It doesn't cost the town any more money to do a budget transfer, does it, Mr. Toba?
It does not, and it's very common that we do more than one transfer per year.
Is there a finite date you'd like the transfers to happen at a certain point?
To me, I voted with what I think is the right thing. If you guys, we can bring it up again next week, and that's all.
So the only thing I'm going to ask then is when we go to do the budget, we're chopping it down so much. Then when it comes time when we realize we didn't budget enough, we're not willing to take it from anywhere else. We have to own that. So maybe we have to just be a little more mindful when we're doing the budget very soon.
But Mrs. Morgan, what we're saying is, I have no problem with police buybacks because like Mr. Tovo said, you can't account for 5 people this year, 10 people next year, 2 people next year. That's fine. But all the other ones, and the health and dental, life and accident, yeah, you can't account for
So
people.
let's
So
go
no,
through them
but
then.
let me finish. But the other 6 and the other 5 we passed last week, like Dr. Cassidy just said, if you have $10 in your bank account, we should have known this. Hey, we're going to exceed these budgets, right? So we wait till the end of the year that we've exceeded the budgets, and we find out now, right? So why didn't we try to hold these numbers that we set?
So
Like
let's
this-
look at these then. That makes a lot.
Can I clear that
sense.
up?
Sure.
Ms. Feeney? Quite often, and I'll use the police buyback and the medical as examples, those bills had not come in at the time of the first transfer. They have since, and thus we have a shortage. That's why we need more transfers.
Okay.
So that's a very good, so we can't, so as you said, and we've been explained to us, we can't explain the 8,000, we can't predict the $8,000. That's people's personal choices. The admin computer software, is there any more further explanation you can provide on that, Mr. Jogo?
Yeah, again, the IT software and the IT services are both a direct product of us finding ways to become more efficient during COVID. So we've used more IT services, which has resulted in the purchase of more software. Now, excuse me, I don't think any of us expected 2021 to be as adverse as 2020 was, but it has been. So we're hoping to see that issue resolve itself in 2022. I mean, it's the reality we're all living with.
Okay, and the postage is, I'm assuming, from the,
Listen, postage every year has also been a moving target. We've tried to hone in on what the right number is. We've gone up, we've gone down. As Ms. Morgan just alluded to, perhaps we need to put a little more in there to ensure that we don't run short. We're not mailing anything out that we don't need to.
okay. The copy machine was an overage, I'm sure, from printing services, because we pay by the,
Yeah, if we go over on copies, we have to pay.
okay. And we can't really predict that.
And that's the first time I believe we have.
Okay. The other legal services, I don't know if you can comment on that.
No, I cannot.
Okay, and then we know what the police buyback is. Okay, so I mean, it's very clearly explained, it's not frivolous. or-
Mr. Tovo, when is the only time you can buy into the health, dental, life and accident program? Isn't it January 1st, isn't it November of
Well,
the prior year?
there's an open enrollment period, but there's no moratorium on somebody opting in.
You know, if there's a life-changing event, you have a child, things like that, that you can do that
For a
anytime.
life-changing event,
Or
correct?
No,
spouse-
no,
or
no, no, no,
spouse
no.
loses insurance.
Let's be very clear about this. Anybody who's employed and not covered under our medical insurance can opt in at any time during the year without any reason.
That is not correct.
That is correct.
Not under PERS, it's not.
If you're in our medical plan, one of our medical plans, and you want to switch to another one, open enrollment then applies. But if you have to opt in from either you lost coverage or
That's a life-changing event, correct?
or this second example is not, your spouse's coverage increased and you want to switch to a lower amount, you can then opt in.
Okay, that's fine.
That's
No.
actually under the new healthcare administration plan rules.
And may I just add something, Steve? Using some of the logic that was just said for police vacation buyback, then we have to assume the whole police force is going to want to sell back their vacation. So let's remember that when we're in budget talks, that, you know, we can't cut that down because we have to assume the whole police force is going to sell back their vacation. So let's remember that when we're in budget, is, you know, we can't have it both ways. We can't cut the budget to the minimum and then be against the transfers at the year end.
So Mr. Tovo, the mayor just brought up a very valid point. I owe police their vacation buybacks, whether I pay them, if they take the 40 out, let's just call it a week of vacation, right? So in the 2021 budget, we accounted for, in their salaries and wages, we accounted for all their vacation time. Is that correct?
I'm not real sure what that even means. We accounted for the vacation time in what regard?
What's that?
Well,
We can't-
we're transferring from salaries other than chief. So yes, But we have to move it from line item A to line item B.
That one, so, but I want to get to that point. So that one is salaries other than chief, right? So we're moving it from one, but we accounted for that money.
Well, I just heard we shouldn't be spending money we don't have. Now we're
But
saying we have
Mr.
it,
Mayor,
but we
I
still
made it-
can't spend it.
So, Mr.
because
Mayor, I
it was a
made it
reclassification.
clear, other than those two items, the salaries and the health dental, you cannot account for those because you don't know what the number is going to be. The other ones can be accounted for.
You said that, but another council person said something different.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that's not what I
So,
said.
but my question then is that if the only $2,500, so is this additional, the way the police contract is there a way outside of the regular accounted for vacation time? Do they accrue vacation time any other way that it can increase the current budgeted amount for vacation time for the police department?
There's only one way for them to accrue and sell back vacation time. Every year, the command staff does an evaluation as to historic sellbacks, okay, and projected sellbacks in speaking with employees. But it's still only an estimate. So my recommendation to council would be, if we're going to draw a hard line on this, we're just going to account for 100% of sellback every year.
Right. Right. Which is not necessarily.
You're giving us no choice when we present the budget to do that way.
But then that means it comes out of the salary wage line because you have to account for that money somewhere.
But they are.
I
All
agree,
we're
but
doing
one
is-
person up here said something different.
That's fine with what that person said, but what I'm saying is you have to account for their vacation in their salaries because if they take the week off, you pay them their week of salary, so therefore it would be paid. This person said, I'm gonna work that week, I don't wanna take that week of vacation, pay me the money for it, right?
So why don't we uncomplicate life and put it all into the same line?
There you go,
Okay, solves that.
there you go.
So I'm going to make a note for that for the next budget round.
You understand my logic, right, Mr. Tova, what I'm saying? You have to account for their vacation, whether you pay
Do
for
you
it.
understand my logic? Let's all put it
Yeah.
all in one line.
You're right.
You understand in general that if they work that week and get paid for that week, that it's double that salary too. Like they work that week and they get paid because there's a buyout at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you have to account for it somewhere.
But it's
You can't have both.
no, but it's also unpredictable.
But if you do what Mr. Tova says and get rid of the line item, yes.
Do you agree that it's
That's what I
unpredictable?
just explained to Mr. Tova.
Okay, so, and then Mr. Power, you'll let us know what we need to do.
Yep.
Thank you. The following items have been determined to have unanimous consent of council and will be enacted in one motion. Should any item require independent consideration, any council member may have such item removed from the consent agenda. Would anybody like to have any, actually, I have two I'd like to have removed, so anybody would like to have any of the below resolutions removed from consent agenda for discussion?
I'd like to remove 21,348.
Okay, same with anybody else?
Same, 348.
Oh, no, actually, I'm good. Resolution number 21-349, authorized shared service agreement with the County of Bergen for County Road Resurfacing Program. Resolution number 21-350, authorize the police department to practice in the Defense Logistics Agency Law Enforcement Support Office 1033 program. Resolution number 21-351, authorize execution of shared service agreement with the Borough of Paramus for vehicle maintenance for the year 2022. Resolution number 21-352, authorize execution of interlocal agreement with the Borough of Paramus for street sweeping services for the year 2022. Resolution number 21-353, authorize 2022 towing service. Motion to approve consent agenda resolutions. I'll make a motion. May I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Resolution number 21-348, authorized payment of bills December 2nd, 2021 to December 16th, 2021. I'll make a motion. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Discussion. Vice President Morgan, since you went first, you're up first.
Okay, I just have a couple.
Okay.
The emergency services building for four,
Could you just tell us what page you're on?
oh, sorry,
No,
page
okay.
3. on the Excel, page 3.
This one, yeah.
Midway down, yeah.
Which one?
She means the
Edmonds,
the
the
Edmonds
Edmonds
breakdown. This one, the not
The
pretty one.
detailed one.
The one that goes, yeah, straight across. Emergency Services Building for 458 to 3820. I just wanted to know, like, that is, Stacy and I had both spoken with, separately with Mr. Connolly, so I just wanted to double check my understanding of it. It's encumbered amount, meaning it's paid for ahead of time, correct? Like, we have, that money's being held, and then as we complete it, he takes it off of what's being held, correct?
Strike part one of what you said, and then part two is correct.
Okay.
The money is in escrow, it's being held.
Right,
As work is either completed or material arrives on site, that portion is therefore paid and draws down from that amount being held.
okay. So it's not to be looked at as if, oh, we've already paid $400 and something $1,000 and we still have X amount of work to be done. It's not, this is, the work's coming out of what we've paid.
The work is coming out of what we've already
We've already
encumbered.
paid,
That's correct.
Okay.
And it says that there's about 1.9 million left, I believe, to pay out.
I thought 1.7, the
1.7,
Okay, great. So that was just that. I wanted to double check, make sure I knew, because I know that was a big question. On page 4, can you tell me just what, midway down, the flooring, furnish, and install for town hall, where is that for $3,599? Where's that being done?
That was for resurfacing of both the senior center, courtroom carpet here, and see, refresh my memory, is it just those two?
I think that, was there anything with the upstairs?
Not on this bill,
That was
no.
something? That might be it then. I think those are the two things we did at the same time.
So this carpet was cleaned and retouched,
Carpeted, yep.
and the flooring in the senior center was stripped and resurfaced.
Okay. And I think I have one more. Thank you. I had a question on page 9, but I think I just have more of a comment on it. On page 9, under Sherry and Gardner Fields, the dugout, the $10,662. I understand that's a deposit for 4 dugouts that are going to be done, 2 on Gardner, 2 on Sherry, and that they were waiting on the purchase order to start. Is that correct?
No, what happened, the equipment, material was purchased by the contractor, so therefore they were paid the $10,000. Now, because of weather, they really can't start the majority of the project. It's going to wait till spring. To further update council, this was part of a larger project to not only redo the dugouts, but also the field house at Memorial Field. The pricing for both, when originally done by Recreation, omitted a few items that made it prohibitive to do both. So we are doing just the dugouts in an amount of $42,000 and change this year. We will revisit the field house in 2022.
Okay, great. I'm glad to see that Gardner's getting done too. And then I think my final one is on page 10. It says Christopher Meyer. I'm just not sure. Is this a consultant or what is this for 5,100? It says here, various improvement road 88 grant. But who's this person's name that we're referencing? Is this a consultant or?
Great question. I didn't see that one. It's definitely part of the road program. So I'm not going to guess. I'm going to check with Boswell. It's probably a consultant that was brought in for the curbing or core samples.
Okay.
So you think there's somebody that works for Boswell?
No, because it would be just in a Boswell
Who
then.
would, okay.
It's probably a third-party inspector.
Is it okay if I just go right after I just have the next line? That's right.
Sure. I have one more, actually, I see. I'm so sorry. Oh, you want to go on?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So I just wanted to know, our iPads for the fire department, was that part of a program or?
The purchase amounts are part of a special promotional program. It's been something that's been discussed for a few years. There was some money left in operating this year to bear the cost of that. So the fire department, the hierarchy requested that we do so.
Are they using them for like training or do we know?
Well, I think they can be used for a variety of different purposes,
Okay.
but I think,
No, I think
anything from
that's
fire scene operations to training,
Okay.
to staffing, et cetera.
I think it's a great tool. I'm glad you're getting some new technology.
I can agree because I spoke to the fire director when I saw these coming through, and he says it will help them to use new and better software out in the field also.
No, that's great. I think that's a great
That is
improvement. Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead. That's the only one I had actually.
Okay, and then I have, it is my second to final, I'm sorry. On page 12, the second one down, for certified speedometer, 1 car calibration for $385. I know that I brought this up a while back. I just wanted to make sure, this is for calibrations, correct?
It's kind of a vague question.
It says it is. It says 1 car calibration for the police vehicles, but
No, that's one event.
What
They're
is that?
calibrating all the vehicles.
calibrating all of them.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, all of the line cars, which probably are the 6 newest cars.
6 cars for $385. Okay, so, I mean, it's not a significant amount. However, Bergen County does it for free. So please,
And to your point, there's really no need to do it at all.
there's no need to calibrate the police vehicles?
No.
Okay,
This is something that was started probably 50 years ago where you could pace another vehicle. If your speedometer was certified, you could issue a summons based on the certification. We're never going to pace a vehicle in Washington.
so it doesn't get thrown out if somebody comes and says that we're not certified and the ticket doesn't get thrown out because we didn't?
As long as you're not trying to pace them, which I don't know how we would do that here.
You know, I mean, do we use radar instead of
Correct.
pacing?
We
So
do.
when then will that practice stop?
The chief and I have discussed this a number of times, and I believe that in 22, you're not going to see this building.
Okay. Alrighty, and then I think the last one was more of another question. On 13, page 13, the dog park site for $489. This was to scope out the locations we had asked, I guess, Boswell? Or what was that for?
I'm sorry, page 13 or 14?
Page 13, the top.
At the top.
Mhm.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you which part of the project it was for. We get so many bills from Boswell that I will gladly check on it, but I can't give you a concrete answer.
Okay, I just was wondering because we haven't figured out any dog park site, so I was wondering what we were being billed for, but I'm thinking, if I remember, it may have been for, when we had asked him to check to see if certain areas could be.
It could very well, but please keep in mind, even though we're not seeing, or the council not seeing any activity on these projects, doesn't mean there aren't still things we need to do.
Okay.
Mostly from a reporting requirement to the county, but there's
Okay.
always activity.
Okay, great. Thank you for explaining. And I think that's it.
Anybody else have any items from the bill list?
Yes. The
Just what page are you on?
page 2. 2 months ago, we asked for the conceptual design for the DPW building, which we were told we'd have in November. I'm glad we didn't get it yet because we spent a lot of money on this conceptual design and the council still hasn't seen any. We paid our carrying ID, I think, $14,000 the last one. We paid them another $28.50 now. So we have $17,000 into this project and the council still has not seen the conceptual design. I know the DPW members have because they've discussed it, but the council has not.
And the reason the DPW members have seen it is because, like with anything that's conceptual, it does need to be tweaked. And based on those initial drawings, DPW had input to give to the architect. So I am hoping that that will soon be completed. The input will be taken into consideration and a plan can be brought to the council for review.
Anybody have anything else? Sue?
Nope, I didn't know if Justin see it, just you guys do
Did you,
something.
Council, did you have something?
No, I'm just taking all the notes with,
Okay.
So I'm
between
sorry.
Desiree and Mike, so we can review this on the next.
Yeah, so just, that 5,100 for that person that we're not sure where that went, what should we do with that?
Well, if it's okay, do you want Mr. to go back and research, and then if it does, if it looks okay, you'll let us know and tell me what it is? Or do you want to pull it from the bill list?
I'm very confident it is one of the outside inspectors, but if you want to pull that one bill, I'll verify and get back to you.
Okay,
I'm comfortable with the way.
okay, let's just do that because it's a lot, it's a significant amount.
Okay,
All
so
right,
let's
thank
pull it and
you.
I'll verify.
Appreciate it, thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, so we're approving everything on the bill list except for the $55,110 for Christopher Meyer. Sue, whenever you're ready.
Okey doke. Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilman DeSena,
No.
Councilwoman Morgan,
Yes,
Councilman Sears,
Yes.
Council President King.
Yes.
I think he said yes. I think they're waiting on you, Steve.
he said yes.
Yeah, I said yes, yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
wait, till you guys have the conversation.
No, I said, you said yes, and then we went into the conversation.
We didn't know if you needed something, like if there was another.
Yes.
There was another question on the
No, no,
bill
no.
list, or, okay, just making sure. Okay, adjournment to conference agenda, I'll make a motion, we have a second.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Ordinances and legislation, Palm Street parking ordinance request from police department. Did everybody review the email and the, does anybody have any questions?
So they're talking no parking on the south side? I'm sorry, the
The westbound,
westbound side, the side of the school, right?
The only comment I had was, I think Mr. Glock, Officer Glock meant 410 feet, not 410 inches, right? In number one,
I
right?
think it was just use of.
I just want to make sure it's 410 feet before we publish this, though.
Sure it is. We'll just, Mr. Choba, could you just confirm with Mr. Glock that it's?
I have no objection to it other than that. That was the only comment.
Because if you look at the 350, it's got the right thing.
Correct. That's why I was worried if he really meant 410 inches, but I doubt it.
I'd like to see that measuring, that tape measure too. Okay. I think this makes total sense. I'm good with the recommendations of Sergeant Glock. Anybody else have any comments? Councilman Cassia?
No, I'm okay with it. I just wish more kids would walk to school, to be quite honest with you, for their health. And would decrease congestion, but that's not the society we live in anymore. So I'm fine with it.
Councilman DeSena, you said you're good?
I'm good with it.
Councilman Sears?
Good with it.
Vice President Morgan?
Yes.
I'm good with it.
Madam President,
Yes, of course.
once we confirm that distance, do I have the okay to tell them to proceed?
Yes, Mr. Chopa.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And I guess you're up, Mr. Poller.
Okay, so I already prepared the ordinance and I sent it to Mr. Glock, to Officer Glock. He approved what I wrote. The ordinance does not refer to 410 inches, feet, or otherwise.
No,
There's no need to, because we just designate the driveway to the corner. you know?
Okay.
okay.
He was just giving you information, so there's nothing to put in there. I sent it to him, he said it was great, and I said, okay, fine, so I have it ready for the next meeting, and we'll be able to publish it.
Which I think is the 17th. Is it the 17th? No.
January 3rd.
January, we can do it in that
Reorg,
one.
or, well, do you want to do it reorg then, or should we wait until second meeting? Get through the regular standard business, then jump back in second meeting?
Second
Make
meeting.
that emergency.
Second meeting.
I don't think we do it.
Second meeting.
Traditionally, we haven't done that.
Yeah, that's true. Traditionally, we're not, second meeting, if you don't mind. I think it's the 17th. Unless
Really,
is
this
that
one?
Martin Luther King? So we'll be
Yeah,
the following
I
one.
think the 24th.
The 24th. Yeah, we are skipping Martin Luther King. I asked you to
Don't worry
pull it
about
out of the calendar. Okay, so the next one is emergency services building. So previously, we've had discussions about what the council who approved the building received for the meeting. So I got the permission from the administration and the mayor to speak to Mr. Connolly, and I received which everybody has a copy with it. It'll be about, can you put that up on the website for the public too, those pages, if you don't mind? So, so the final set of plans from Mr. Connolly for the entire, when the committee met, post this it was 80 pages. So this is about 30 pages approximately of design. So I know that Ricky doesn't have it, but it will be available on the website. So the first thing is there is a square footage sheet, which everybody can see, right? It's like the second page. Start. Okay, and what you guys got, actually, what I was informed was much larger sheets of paper. I just wasn't printing that from home. I didn't have, you guys got 11 by 17 sheets. So this is the total square footage. There is a conceptual site plan in the package. There's a first floor architectural plan.
What sheet are you on, the conceptual site plan?
Would be, I guess, page 4 on the back of page 2.
The conceptual site plan.
Yeah, which was on 11, these were all on 11 by 17 paper, so, which was much, much larger. So there is a conceptual site plan of where the trucks are pulling in. So you can see on the plan here, you can see the trucks and you can see the fire trucks here, how far it sticks out. Actually, where it is in.
Where do you see fire trucks, Mrs. Phoenix?
If you look,
Which sheet are you on to keep?
I'm on the conceptual plan. It just says,
Okay.
right, you can see the location of where the ladder truck, it actually has a little ladder on it, and the fire trucks.
Yep.
And then you can see the ambulance bays. So, and it's got all the measurements, how far the setback is on each one of these.
Where do you see the setback?
You can see it here, and where it says, this is 100 feet, and then if you look further
Where
to
does
the
it say
right,
100 feet?
To the
The
right.
far
to the
right.
right,
That's the survey, the property line survey, yes.
yeah, but, okay.
But there's no setback there.
Well, if you check on the next page, on the 5th page, it'll tell you exactly what it is. I know it's a little small. Actually, I can forward this email to everybody. You can all see it. When I zoomed in on my computer, you can see all this information, including the setback.
There's no setback there, Mrs. Phoenix. Where do you see that?
No, not on the conceptual design, on the 5th page.
On the first page, where do you see it?
No, on the architectural first floor plan.
Yeah, where do you see the setback?
It says it right here if you zoom in, I know you can't read it again.
It says the 100 feet, which is the width
No,
of the
on
property.
this, you're still on that page I'm on.
No, I'm on this page.
Yeah, right here, on the right, in the front of the building, it says right here. If you zoom in, you can't see it. I will email this to everybody.
It says 100 feet.
No, it doesn't actually. It does say how far it is from the door to the street. Okay, so if we could just keep going. There's a second floor plan also. Okay, these are the square footage by usage, ambulance and fire. Okay. Okay, there's a structural second floor framing plan.
Yep.
Okay, a mechanical first floor plan. Okay. Mechanical first floor right side plan.
It's everything.
Mechanical second floor left side. Mechanical second floor right side. Electrical first floor lighting plan, left side. Electrical first floor plan, right side, first floor. And then we have the same for the second floor, left and right sides. And then on the back, we have all the elevations, including the cupola. So this was part of the July 2019 meeting. Okay. So, and these elevations are the same elevations, but the only thing that's different, though, I believe Mr. Connor was going to get back to me and confirm, the elevation of the cupola side was actually shortened. That's what's in the final set of plans that is different from here. So the elevations and everything is exactly the same. Okay, there also is, you can see on the final design development cost estimate was in the back here with the rough estimates for each piece, demolition, site work, the specialized equipment emergency generator, which was to be provided by a grant, I believe. That's what it says here. I don't know if that came to fruition or not. Mr. Bobo?
That did not.
It did not? Okay. Was the grant turned down, I'm assuming? Or the grant didn't happen?
Well, the grant goes back to, I believe, 2014.
Okay,
So we missed the window on that grant by some time.
okay. So the other thing too is there is an email in here from Mr. Ullman, who was very, vigilant on this project, and he was the one who asked Mr. Conley. The email is dated June 24th of 2019. He asked to get the update to the presentation. Mr. Conley would provide the feet and inches for the top of the cupola, the ridge line of center structural element, the ridge line of left and right structural elements, which is the garages, the eave gutter line on the rear elevation, and this appears to be noted, but I cannot read it on the image, which I did tell you some of it was a little small. I can email everybody this again. And then Mr. Connolly, if everybody flips the page over, provided all of that information here. So that was on June 25th. So that was prior to the July meeting where this was
But
approved.
that was provided to Mr. Alden, not the entire council.
No, Sue actually forwarded to the entire council.
Where is that?
I believe it's on the last page.
No, she forwarded the documents of the
No,
presentation. It's not,
no, this is specifically related to this email.
no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It says, hello, you will find attached a copy of Mr. Conley's presentation for the July 15th meeting. Please note this is a confidential document not to be shared with the public.
And actually at the
I'm
top
also
of this
enclosing the
page.
notice which will be
it
mailed
says-
out tomorrow to the residents within 200 feet of the firehouse.
Oh, so the residents did get,
Don't even know there was that.
But they
had
did
to-
get it.
Yes.
You
I
have
think
proof
that's-
that there was? Could you-
that's so
I gave you all
interesting.
that. stuff.
Actually, at the top of this was also sent to you on June 25th, specifically to Michael DeSena at Township of Washington. FYI, see below.
How interesting.
Where-
At the top of the other page, it says right to you.
I never doubted it, so.
So in my little presentation here, when this was presented to you on much larger paper, 11 by 17, these are not renderings. I asked the architect what the definition of these were, and these were schematics of the actual building that was approved by the council during that time. There are copies here on the table. There'll be, these will be uploaded to the website so everyone can review, just so we can clear that up. I also have the meeting minutes here where it talks about where Mr. Ullman asked about specific rooms and locations of certain mechanical items, electrical items, and a few other things. Someone asked about the $35,000 permit, which was denied for something with a grant, for regrading the whole parking lot. All of the information was provided, so I don't really think there should be any gray area on what was provided and what was not.
So what about when they discussed that the elevation, when the firehouse moved to the east, would be lower than the existing site? So therefore 0 became -5.
So where's that?
It's in the minutes.
According to the plans, though, this matches the exact plans that are being built today.
You're not listening to what I just said. What the minutes say is that when the firehouse shifted to the east,
Uh-huh.
the grade drops off to the east there.
So
And the
where is that?
firehouse, it's in the minutes, Mrs. Jean.
Could you locate it?
I do not know where they are.
Okay, so if you could bring the evidence back to the
That's-
council
it's
and
fine.
let us know. Well,
So,
listen, I was asked to provide
yeah, no,
documents.
so as per RS means, which is a reputable engineering guideline, schematic design documents account for 0 to 30% of the entire construction document package. Mr. Conley, out of your 30 pages, the first 2 is the title block, the second one is his address and his experience, the third is a quick assessment. So there's 20 slides in there that you're referring to. which you just-
24.
20, I counted them, there's 20.
Okay, fine, 20.
There's 20 slides which became plan sheets. The conform set contains 81 final plan sheets, 81,
Of
not 80.
that, 25 of those are just informational and they are not actual
They're
design
still,
documents.
they are design documents. They
I'm
have
just
notes
being
on, they have
as
notes on them, Mrs.
specific
Feeney.
as you
No,
are.
no, 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 no.
Just
The
being as
81
specific as you
conform,
are.
the 81 conform documents and plans, which equate to the detailed design package of 81 sheets, the mayor and council did not approve. Also, there is 957 pages in the project manual, which this council never saw.
Okay,
So
my question
also,
to
there's
you
three
regarding
addendums, there's
that-
3 addendums and 2 clarifications on top of that the council never saw. So out of this 30 pages, there's 20 slides that, yes, were edited. They do not match the exact, the elevations match, but those sheets are
But the
not the final
elevations do
design.
match.
What's that?
The elevations do match.
Other than the zero
No,
zero
no.
moved.
You just said the elevations match.
Other than, and like I said before, the 0 moved.
Your previous statements at other council meetings were that these elevations.
Stacy, you know what? I'm not going to get into semantics with you. All right? The elevation of 0, as per the meeting minutes, moved. And that is
Councilman
it.
DeSena, at the previous meetings, you said you were not provided the elevation information was not provided to you. You did
That's
not.
not what you said. That's not what
did
we
not-
said.
If you would go back and watch the council,
Fine.
meeting, you did, and you said you were unaware of the height of the cupola.
That's not true at all.
Actually, it is, because I went back and I
You
rewatched
can
the
watch all you
council.
want. I never said that. I have these 20 sheets. I've had them every meeting. There's 81 sheets.
Actually, I
There's
asked for them,
61
you
more
said you didn't
sheets.
have,
There's
last
60,
meeting,
and I printed them out off the website. This was
But
put
the
on the
last-
website.
but the
This was
last
put on
meeting-
our website. You don't have to re-put it there. It's there now.
the last meeting, you said you didn't have this. I asked, I said, do you have what you were provided from the July meeting in
No, and I
2019?
printed it out off our website, which it's there.
Okay, so
The firehouse plans are on our website.
I
The
understand
renderings,
that, that's
excuse me.
where I.
So getting back to conceptual and
wait.
schematic design, conceptual and schematic design make up 0 to 30% of the construct documents, and an expected percentage of error is minus 10 to 20%. Following that is the design development package, which equates to 30 to 90% of the construction documents, which brings the percent of error down to plus or minus 5 to 10%. And then we get to the final package, which is the 81 sheets, which accounts for the 90 to 100% plans and specifications and project manual, which equates to a plus or minus 2 to 4%. The schematic documents equate to 0 to 30% of the documents. That's all we received.
So I spoke to Mr. Robbie Connolly, and he actually said that that's not accurate, that what you're referring to in those specific ones are very specific for the builders and the locations. What you received as being on council in 2019 are full design documents
They are
of the building itself.
I spoke to him this morning at 9 o'clock. They are not, they're schematic designs.
He actually told me about your conversation. He's telling me
That's
he did not say that to you.
Yes, he most certainly did.
I will actually.
You could bring him here.
He's at the next meeting, and he will tell you that
It's a
what,
schematic design that he provided as his presentation.
not a rendering. We're back to the semantics of the word again.
Oh, Stacy, it's a rendering or schematic design. It only equates to 0 to 30% of the design document. From that schematic design, 61 more sheets were created.
Stacy, can I interject something?
Absolutely. I know, Vice President, she was trying to say something. and I
Oh,
tried.
I'm
It's
sorry, go
okay,
ahead.
it's okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Mhm. Sorry,
Um,
I was just-
As far as I know, I didn't get a request for any, well, not, I'm sorry, not anyone, for Mike to reach out to the architect under our form of government. You're supposed to do that.
Sorry, Mr. Mayor. I didn't expect to be here at my last meeting being ambushed by council president over a question that we've gone over and beat to hell.
I'm
and
not
it's
part of
still
that.
wrong. The
I
cupola was
have to
cut down
stand up.
without
I have to
anybody's.
stand up for the office of the mayor in our form of
Yes,
government.
you are correct, Mr. Mayor. I apologize for not asking you to call the architect.
Okay, I have a question about the ambush. So so at the last meeting, I actually told our clerk that to put the meeting minutes on this, so you were not ambushed. There was no,
Stacy.
just to be, no, I would like to finish. There was 0 ambush. And I would like to know then if this was an ambush, how you knew to call the architect this morning.
Because it was in our packet on Friday.
Then it's not an ambush.
Okay, fine.
It's not an ambush. I asked the clerk to put the meeting minutes on here.
And
You
we
were
got the
you-
packet. Again,
you were on
it's a
the-
schematic design and we'll leave it at that.
No, you're leaving it at that. I'm putting out on the website what we have. I will make sure that Robbie Connolly lets us know exactly what you're saying.
Can we have him actually come
The
and
next
to the
meeting?
next meeting to discuss so that we can put it to bed once and for all because this.
Can we
back
just
and forth-
finish this building and move on?
But
Yeah.
can I suggest if you're gonna put anything on, do it the second meeting? Reorg usually brings enough of its
Yeah, I
own.
agree. Second meeting would be good.
Let the building be built.
Yes, I agree.
I just want to say for the record, I know this is probably going to tweak some people. The building's gorgeous. I think I'm very proud when I walk past it. I don't know if it's that thing, when you're building a house and it looks so much bigger. And when it's finally finished, it looks, you're like, wow, that really looks different. It's not it's a gorgeous building. I'm very proud of it. And I'm going to be asked, would you want that in your backyard? if I bought a house next to a fire department, I would want it to be as beautiful as that. So yes, I think it's a beautiful building, and I'm happy that our firemen, our ambulance, our EMS are able to work in a building state of the art like that. So just want to put that on record.
To that end, I'd like to give a shout out to the late Councilman Cumming. He had a lot to do with the way that building would look on the exterior. And so I give him a lot of credit
Wow.
for the way it is coming along. And, he was very specific as to the colonial nature of it and the brick face that was going to be used. So shout out to him posthumously.
Yeah.
Okay, next item is GLD Associates Inc. Quarterly Report, December 3rd, 2021. Did everybody have enough time to review the report?
And Mr. Mayor, did Mrs. Feeney ask to reach out to Mr. Conley this morning?
She had asked me either the beginning of last week
Okay.
or the prior, the end of
Thank you.
the
I just
prior
wanted to
week.
make sure that was.
Yep, no, I would have called her out also.
All right.
I know, I don't think so either.
It's going to be a year-end fund in January as well.
Okay, just Councilman Sears, did you see number 5 on this report? About the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities Community Energy Plan?
Yeah, I did send a message to David, I believe. This is one that came up on the dashboard for our team. But I haven't heard anything that he's gone any further.
Do we not qualify?
I have to check with David.
Okay,
There's a strong possibility we don't qualify, but he is looking further into it. He's just recovering from that medical issue.
We actually, I'm sorry for disrupting you, Mr. Tobin. We actually did apply for this type of grant a couple of years ago. And the company came in and they said it'll cost $70,000 to install. And we sort of let it bye-bye.
I don't have the report in front of me. This is for the charging stations. Just to be clear to everybody, the vast majority of those grants, we do not qualify for.
Yeah, it even says it in here. Lists
Yeah.
overburdened and low to moderate municipalities as a priority.
Yeah,
Happy to say, I don't think we fall into that.
and what about the East Side East one? I mean, is there any money we need from that? I know there's still some big trees maybe down and, like by the trees by the parkway, when you get up the parkway.
Well, please keep,
Was that from East Side East? Because I don't remember.
first off, a lot of the trees you're referring to are not our
No,
responsibility.
they're not.
They're on Highway Authority land.
Okay.
Typically, once they're down, that's as far as they go.
With the Garden State Parkway.
Correct.
It's just.
All the cleanup we were responsible for,
I figured.
to the best of my knowledge, has been done. Anything left is on others. To answer your question, has there be money left? Very little.
Okay. Those are the only, and then only thing I saw was, do we qualify for the Safe Routes Transit? Because, I mean, we do have commuter stops, but we're not, it's not.
We do not.
Yeah, I don't think so. Okay.
And again, please keep in mind when a grant writer first looks at these, and it might be included in the report, the rules do tend to change every year.
Yeah.
So just because you weren't qualified last year or the year before, you might suddenly be.
Anybody else have any questions about the grant writer report? Okay.
Nope.
Okay, the 2022 meeting calendar. Originally, I had asked Sue to take out some holidays like Martin Luther King Day. So January 3rd for reorg meeting, the 24th, because the 17th is Martin Luther King Day. Proposed in February is the 7th and the 22nd, because the 21st is President's, right?
Yeah.
22nd, okay, so it's always a vacation. March. Is there any way to move the 22nd meeting to a different day?
For February?
Yeah.
No, if we go to the 28th, then you're a week going from the 28th to the 7th, unless you want to make February a one-month meeting month.
Well, what if we went, hey Pete, Wednesday, the zoning board meetings are the,
Tuesday,
Tuesdays.
of the third week or the second week?
third week. But then you're going from the 7th to the 15th. Again, you're only talking about 1 week in between meetings.
No, I was thinking about going from January 3rd to like the 18th or 19th.
January?
Yeah, so like moving this up and then going to the first week of February.
Wait, January 3rd, you need rework.
No, not the 3rd,
That's what you just said.
sorry. So doing January 3rd and then instead of doing the 24th, doing like the 18th, 19th, or 20th.
No, the 18th, the zoning board, then you got, I believe, planning board, and then you got court. That's why you gotta stay away from
Okay,
Tuesday, Thursday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, other boards meetings. You're better off staying on a Monday schedule.
I thought-
Now, on Tuesday, though, I think this worked out because of the way planning is on the 15th in February. That's why we were able to drop to the 22nd.
I thought zoning board was the second,
God
bless you. Excuse me, thank you.
zoning board's the third week?
But again, if they have special meetings and everything, you've gotta leave Tuesday nights open for them and they're professionals.
Ms. Sheva? So I'm just letting you know.
No, I was just gonna say, I mean, we can go back and forth all night on this. We just email what works for everybody and go from there.
No, because guess what, that doesn't work either, because I don't,
You didn't get responses.
This follows basically what we did this year. This meeting schedule. This proposal is
So-
basically exactly what we followed this year.
I'm gonna tell you that February 25th through March 4th, I am on call.
Well, we have no
at work,
meetings.
and for budget or otherwise, like, and nothing I can absolutely do, so we cannot.
That's fine with me, because we have nothing scheduled here.
Okay, perfect.
So for you, this is good.
And I'm out the 22nd.
February?
Yeah, I'm gonna be out of the country. so.
That's what you're entitled for vacation.
So but unless we,
Budget's gonna be done the first 2 months.
You have to get your budget first before you can do a budget.
okay, so the only big changes then, is everybody good with the June change to the 8th because of election day?
We do it every year.
Tom?
Excuse me.
The June 8th date is Wednesday because of election. Is that good for you? That's a big change.
No, that's when we do it every year.
Right, I know, but it's from like normal Mondays. Correct. And then the 20th, and then July is the 11th, August is the 15th, September is the 6th. and
Instead
the
of doing
9th.
2 meetings in August like we did this year, I bumped it into September.
Why?
Because everybody was like, it's August, it's vacation time, the kids aren't back in, they're not in school yet.
So we're down to how many meetings?
No, it's only one meeting, instead of one meeting in
Okay.
September, there's 2, it balances out, we're okay.
Okay, and then there's only one in November because of the convention, and 2 in December. I'm good with this calendar, and does anybody have any issues with the calendar dates?
Fine with it.
Tom?
What they want.
Good.
Okay, the only thing I asked you is, if Mr. Mayor, are these good dates good for you?
Yes, there, I was just gonna mention, has anyone run the past Councilwoman-elect?
That was my next, I'm gonna have.
She's got this in her packet.
Oh, okay, great.
So Barnes,
She's got these in there.
as long as you get okay for Daisy, then I think we will, but I
I'll
know,
follow up with her.
okay, I'm gonna be out the 22nd.
Hang on a
so.
second. In April, when is the spring break for kids at the school, public school in town?
For Westwood,
Yeah.
I can look, hold on. Should have it,
I have a calendar, I think upstairs, Pam. Let me
well, they
follow
just
that up.
published 2022 to 2023, so let me just pull, I had you said April?
Mhm.
Hold on.
And pick at the high school.
Well,
Well, pick
oh,
this school.
yeah,
All right.
school district.
April
Okay,
break.
here's the calendar. This was revised. Okay, so here's the calendars. Spring break in April, January, February, March. So it's the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. Perfect.
She's in.
I'm good with the calendar. That
Okay,
was
so,
easy.
Mr. Togo, any issues with the calendar?
He
Okay,
just wants to go home.
Mr. Baller?
I'm good. Ken and I discussed all the holidays.
All the Jewish
I told-
holidays,
Yes, we
yeah,
did. We
okay.
went through all that.
I don't know, Hanukkah so early this year was scary.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
all
I
right,
will confirm with Daisy that these dates are good with her.
yeah, and then we're good.
And then I will put it on reorg for approval, as long as she's okay with them.
All right, are we having closed session or no?
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for our last council meeting of the year. Wishing everybody happy holidays, Merry Christmas.
Yep.
And motions,
Happy
happy holidays.
Christmas, Happy New Year.
Yes,
Happy
Happy New Year.
Council President, I would like to thank Mike for your 40 years of service to this community. You know,
Absolutely, thank you.
yeah, thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
takes a lot to step up here and do this role.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Oh, sorry. Of course. Who's seconding?
I'll second.
All in favor?
I
Aye.
Aye, aye, aye. Thank you very much, everybody.
8:41, no way.
Desiree?